Hi! I don't have an intro. So, I assume if you're watching this video, you probably already saw what the new Pat McGrath palette looks like. I don't own any Pat McGrath. It's really expensive, and also it's kind of just like, I know a lot of people are like, ooh, the packaging's so nice and luxe. Honestly, I don't really like it. Like, I like a nice, slim, sleek packaging. Not saying that it's not sleek, but it's kind of big and like looks heavy, and I don't know. And also, I'm not sure if Pat McGrath is cruelty free, to be honest. I think it might be like sort of a gray area sort of thing going on there. Anyway, she just announced the Moonlit Seduction palette, which is Mothership 10, I believe. And I have feelings about it. I'll pop up the promo picture over here. But basically, it's kind of warm toned, which is fine. I know a lot of people like warm tones, but for me, when you say Moonlit Seduction, it kind of evokes like cool, silvery, smoky goodness. And maybe that's just me because that's what I'm always thinking about when it comes to makeup. But I don't know, I guess you can let me know if you agree or not. We'll see how this video goes over. So I built my own palette. I was gonna stick to the 10 shades, just like the Mothership palettes, but honestly, I had a whole bunch of shadows pulled out in front of me, and I could not narrow it down. If I could have fit all the shadows that I had pulled out into this Z palette, I probably would have put them all in, because it just looked so pretty with them all laid out on the table in front of me. But this is what I kind of curated that down to. As you can see, I went more sort of purpley, smoky with it, which to me is what Moonlit Seduction kind of evokes. So yeah, if you want to see me picking out these shades and building the palette, doing this eye look, keep watching because that's what's coming up next. Okay, so excuse the moistness going on here. I just had to wipe down this palette and my table a little bit because they were a little messy. My plan is just to pull a bunch of shades that I think encapsulate the fantasy of a Moonlit Seduction, and then I will put them in the palette, but I'm just going to pull a bunch, I think, and set them right on the table, and then I will curate 10 from whatever I pick. And obviously this is here because why wouldn't it be? So here we go. Sorry, I just spent a hot minute looking for this freaking inglot magnet to pop this one shade out. Okay, so I think these are all the shadows I want to work with. I'm a little bit sad that I even have to curate this down because like in the monitor right now, this looks so pretty and I kind of want to just keep all of them, but I'm going to try and condense it down to 12 shades. Okay, so the first shade in the Pat McGrath palette is like a neutral nude, like basically what I'm imagining to be basically just the inner corner or brow bone highlight shade. So I pulled a few options for that. I have so many beautiful shades in front of me. I don't know what I'm going to pick. honestly, I kind of want to have this white one in here. Like, I think it just looks nice to have a pure white in there. Also, it's like moonlit, so white reminds me of the moon. So I'm going to throw that in there for now. Like, all these shades are so pretty. I don't know. Let me pull up my phone so I can see how hers is built out. Okay, so the next one is like a light matte transition-y color, and I know for that I want Ethereal pretty much. And then the one after that is sort of like a silvery sort of taupey color. I'm gonna go with Moonlit from Devinah for this shade, just because you can't have this palette and then not have Moonlit in it, in my opinion. And then they have the shifty one, which I pulled Mystic Moonpie for that because that's pretty much an exact dupe, at least it looks like it. And then they have a gold on the end, which I am not particularly fond of having golds in here. I know people like golds, but I personally just don't think we need a gold in here. So I'm gonna actually just skip that for now, and I'm gonna move down to the next row, and they have like a really dark cool tone brown matte like this. So I like this, but my problem with it is that I feel like there should be a black in this palette. I really do. But they don't have one, so I'm going to leave it like this for now. I'll probably end up expanding this because I'm not going to be able to pick between all these shades. Then they have another gold, which I'm going to leave that, again, blank for now. And then they have a rosy matte color. I'm going to go with this purple instead. We're going more purple vibes for ours. And then there's like a pinky shade and a purpley shade at the end. They're both shimmers. And they're very light. Yeah, I'm going to go with this Menagerie shadow for the pink one. That looks more purple in real life. It's not really picking up purple on the camera, but I think I'm going to throw that in. Okay, and then to replace the gold colors, for one of them, I definitely want to put in Seduced from Devinah. And for another one, I would really like to put a blue in, but it feels like we're leaning really purple. So I'm not sure. Not sure how I want to do that. I kind of want to keep it like condensed down like this, but I also, I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I want to put in a color or if I want to put in a neutral. Kind of like that blue in there. I think this is what I want. I just can't decide if I want to keep this brown in here or if I want to switch it out for black. I so badly want to just expand this a few shades. Like, let's see what would happen if I did that. Yeah, I think I have to expand it. Sorry. I really wanted to curate it down to like just the 10 shades, but I don't know. These shades are just all too pretty, so I'm gonna do this, I think. So I'm gonna clean up my mess, and then we can do swatches and a look with this palette. Okay, so how I think I'm gonna do this is I'm just gonna talk you through each shade and tell you what it is and swatch them like a couple at a time. So then you actually know what I'm like have in this palette, as opposed to me just swatching them and then listing the names in the description or whatever. So I'll start with this white. This is from the Lunatick Cosmetic Labs Take My Heart palette, and this is called White Noise, and it's just a metallic white. So there's that. Next, I have Ethereal from Devinah. This is from the Eternal Night bundle. or collection or whatever you want to call it. This is just a really good transition shade for me, so I put this in like almost every palette that I make. So sorry if it's a little bit repetitive, but it's a little bit hard to see on the back of my hand because, like I said, it's good transition shade for me, but it is there. Next I have Moonlit from Devinah, which when the theme is Moonlit Seduction, how can you not put this in here? This is just a really pretty, like, almost like a warm silver. I'll wipe my hand off and hopefully not have glitters everywhere by the end of this. Okay. That actually worked pretty good. Okay. The next shade I have in here is Mystic Moonpie from Devinah. This is actually probably, I'm guessing, pretty similar to this shade in the palette. It's got like a red base with like a blue sort of shift. It looks like straight up like what is in the Pat McGrath palette. So actual dupe going on there. And then I put in Seduced from Devinah, which again is just one of my favorite shades, so it ends up in a lot of my custom palettes. But I thought some darker neutral browns that are more cool would be better than like all the golds that she put in here, so that's why I put that in. And then this shade down here is called Hallowed Ground. This is from the Lunatick Cosmetic Labs Descendant palette, and it looks pretty close to Seduced. It's just a matte. Maybe a little more gray even than Seduced. So there's those three. Okay, next I gotta check the shade name on this real quick. Yeah, this is Twilight from Devinah. It's like a gray blue sort of color. Don't really need to build that up, but and then next I have 𝘊𝘶𝘴𝘵𝘮 from Devinah. This is also from the Eternal Night bundle. Sort of like a purpley color. And then my next shade is Pearl from Menagerie. And this might just look white on camera, but it's like a very light pink color. Okay, next, this is from Sydney Grace. This is called Happy Accident. I actually haven't used this one yet on my eyes, which is part of why I pulled it. It's sort of like a lavendery, really metallic, silvery color, so I thought that would be good. This is Fire Hunt from Devinah. This is more of a true neutral, but it's got a really flaky, beautiful texture. And then next I have Karma from Devinah, which is again from the Eternal Night bundle. And it's probably the best black ever. Let's see if I can get it off my hand now. Okay, and then the last three, I gotta check the shade on this one too. This is Somber from Sydney Grace. Again, kind of a neutral, cool, taupey brown color. This is Midnight. Yep, this is Midnight from Devinah. Another dark blue color. Literally midnight blue. And then the last shade I put in here is again from the Eternal Night bundle, and this is Grunge. It's just a really dark gray. Okay, so of course as soon as I started to film this, it started thundering and storming outside. So hopefully it doesn't get too dark in the background, and I'm probably just going to put music over this part, so I guess the thunder doesn't really matter, but just get into the eye look.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted. You've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head. I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh, everything is like a test. I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the solutions, I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you I knew this. When I'm with you I feel so useless. I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me? Then will you get bored of killing me? And will you get bored of killing me? And will you get bored of killing me? And will you get bored of killing me?
Alright, so here's my finished look. I just did sort of a blue, silvery, smoky eye sort of thing. To me, it fits the fantasy of Moonlight Seduction a little bit better than pinks and golds. Just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Dislike the video if you don't like it. Subscribe if you are not already and you made it this far into the video. I would really appreciate that. I will see you in the next one, or not, in which case, goodbye forever.